Good morning everyone, this is BremSter and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called A Totally Balanced Approach by GDC. This is a zipper line puzzle and there's been a bit of buzz about zipper lines since Simon solved a fog zipper line puzzle just a couple of days ago. And I've not seen a zipper line puzzle, but this has been sitting in my queue and I did want to get to it. And so it's a new constraint I've not seen. I do not I don't believe this was the first zipper line puzzle, but I it wasn't submitted as the first zipper line puzzle. And when someone comes up with a constraint, they normally mention it. So, and I thought I'd heard of zipper lines before this, so I'm not sure, but I've definitely not solved one. I don't know if it was GDC or the original setter who came up with this lavender color, but I do want to call out this is a stunning color for being able to put pencil marks on to have good contrast. There's been a bit recently about I've constantly had an issue with the default Renban color, and you may notice that many of the puzzles that I feature, I've reset to have a lower contrast Renban color because it is really important that you can read your pencil marks, particularly when you're looking at it on a small screen if you're watching a video. But the choice of this color is excellent. I can see this not interfering with the pencil marks at all. Um, as I said, I've never solved a zipper line puzzle before, so I don't know what I'm in for, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. And I believe this was rated as 2 stars on Logic Masters Germany, which will mean that it'll, I don't know, it could be quite tricky because the ratings over there over the last year and maybe year have really, really gone weird. And I think that's because most of the people who are still on Logic Masters Germany have been solving for years, and they just don't. They're solving for themselves, so they're rating for themselves. If they're basically the ratings on Logic Masters Germany are, how will you find the puzzles if you have been solving puzzles for 3 years or more? That's your ratings. So anything that is 1 star is going to be, if you know all of the Sudoku tricks, this puzzle is going to be, is going to take you, 10 minutes. If you don't know all the Sudoku tricks, who knows? Because there is no way to get any positive feedback from that on Logic Masters Germany anymore. No one rates for, how is this going to be for anyone other than themselves. And that's a real shame because it used to be a phenomenal tool for finding puzzles for people who are starting out. And that's not the case anymore. It's a real shame. Anyway, and that's the audience that's done it. That's not the Logic Masters Germany people. That's the audience turning around and saying, I found this puzzle easy, therefore it's an easy puzzle. That's not how experience works. Otherwise, everyone could service their own car because they've got a driver's license or something. It's just, yeah, it's just crazy. Anyway, so let's have a look at A Totally Balanced Approach by GDC. So normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Digits an equal distance from the center of a lavender zipper line must sum to the digit in the middle of that line. What does that mean? So it would mean that the sum of those two digits would go there, or using a longer line as an example, this is the center of the line. So those two digits, the sum of those two digits is that, and also the sum of those two digits is that. So effectively what it means is, and this is not a great way to do it, I wouldn't do this while solving, but those two cells there are connected, and I can't do it without going through the middle, but the points of the blue line are connected, and the ends of the blue line sum to the bit in the middle of the blue line. That's just coincidence. But the ends of those two lines will have a sum equal to that middle cell. I mean, the zipper line is doing the same thing. I'm just trying to showcase it. I suppose the way I could have done it is this. Let's do it this way. The sum of yellow is the same as the sum of blue, which is the same as the sum of green. That's probably a better way of showcasing it. That's how all of these lines work. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Now, I've never done a zipper line puzzle before. I've never even seen one solved. So, what I probably want to do is call out what the centers of the lines are. So those two, those two, those two, that's the middle of the line. That's the middle of the line. Those two, those two, those two, that's the, no, that is the middle of the line. Those two, those two, those two, that's the middle of the line. Those two, those two, those, that's the middle of the line. That one is easy to see, and that one is easy to see. So they're all the centers of the lines. There's 4 centers of lines in this row. So one of them has to be 6 or less. Now what's... So let's look at, for example, this one. This has the same properties and this has the same properties, but let's look at this one. I need those 2 cells and those 2 cells and those 2 cells to have the same sum. So if it was 9, there are 4 different ways of making up 9 in 2 digits. There's 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. If there's 8, there's 1, 7, 2, 6, and 3, 5. And if there's 7, there's 1, 6, 2, 5, and 3, 4. Once I get down to 6, I've only got 1, 5, and 2, 4. So this can't be a 6. This is a 7, 8, or 9. This is a 7, 8, or 9. And this is a 7, 8, or 9. Pardon me, hay fever is up. Okay. The pollen count in Melbourne today is redonkulous. This is not the same because those 2 could be the same digit. So I don't know what's going on there. Now, what about this one? Because that digit is outside the box, so surely that means it's similar to this, right? No. This is not similar to this. This is different because those 2 digits don't see... No, wait. Those 2 digits don't see each other, but these 2 do. Does that make a difference? Yes, yes it does. Sorry, complete dead air while I'm trying to figure this out. Right, here's the way to think about this. These 2 digits have the same sum. These 2 digits have the same sum. And these 2 digits have the same sum. If this digit was one of those 4 digits, it can't be green. But if that digit was one of these 4 digits, that digit would be the other one of the digits. So this is X. If this is X and this is green, this cell is X minus green. But if I put green in one of these, and this becomes the equivalent of that green, this cell is X minus green, and those 2 would be the same. And the same is true if I put this cell on any of those. So that digit is in one of those 2 cells. Which means these all have to be different, which means this is 7, 8, or 9. Okay, that was a long-winded way of getting that, but I think that's true. This is 7, 8, or 9. This doesn't have to be 7, 8, or 9, though. Oh, wait a minute. There's much more basic. You can never put 9 on a line. Because if you put 9 on a line, what do you pair it to? Because you always have something plus something else equals a single digit. So 9 plus, if you put 9 on a line, you have to add at least a 1 to it, and the digit in the circle would have to be a 10. You can never put 9 on a line. So in this box, 9 is not in any of those cells. 9 is in one of those 2. In this box, 9 is not there. 9 is not in any of those. That's the 9. So this is not the 9, and this is the 9. 9 over here now is in, well, it's right in the center of the box, so that is not the 9. 9 is in one of these two, but this 9 is looking down, taking 9 out of those, and I can never put 9 on a line. So 9 is in one of those two, taking 9 out of there, putting 9 into there, takes 9 out of there as well. This is now a 7-8 pair. This 9 takes 9 out of there, that becomes a 9. In column 7, 9 can never go on a line, so it's in one of those. That's cool. Okay, so what comes next? Because 9, well, hang on. 9 is not there. 9 is in one of those three. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. But surely there's pressure on other high digits as well. So if this was 7, these would be 1, 6, 2, 5, and 3, 4. And that would be an 8. If this is 8, however, this becomes a 4. So this is either 4 or 8, because I could never put 4 onto... I can never put 4 onto an 8 line, and I can never put 8 onto a 7 line. And I think the same is going to be true here. If this is 7, these are 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, and that is an 8, because I can't put a digit that is lower than the value on the circle on the line. And if this is an 8, I can never put a 4 on an 8 line because the other side would have to be a 4. So this is a 4 or an 8. If this is an 8, this is a 9, and this is a 1. If this is a 4, this is either 3... Can this ever be 4? Yes, it can. If this is 4, this can never be 8. If this is 8, this can never be 8. If this is 4, if this was 8, this would be 4, 4. Or 8, 0, both of which are not possible because they see each other. So this is never 8. So if this is 8, this is 1. If this is 4, this is either 3 or 5. Pardon me. So this is 1, 3, or 5. Is there a parity thing going on here? I don't know. Now these sum to 9. But they could be 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, or 4, 5. But the same is true here, isn't it? If this is 8, this is 4. If this is 7, this is 8. So this is 4 or 8. And it's different to that 4 or 8. I know there's a 4 or an 8 on here, because that digit cannot appear in its row and it cannot repeat on this line. So there is a 4 on here. So this is either 4, 5, or 1, 8. That doesn't... I've got a 4, 8 pair in here. So this now has a maximum of 7. There's a 4, 8 pair in that column. Wait a minute, this can't be 9. Because if this was a 9... Hang on, what am I saying? No, I just got that completely wrong. Oh, I was saying this had to be a 7. And the reason I think I was saying that is because I think I've made a mistake here. Yeah, this is wrong. So the mistake I'd made is here because I was saying this couldn't be 9 because this digit goes here. And if this was 9, then if this was 4, 5, this would be 4, 5, and that digit would appear here. But this isn't the way these add up. It's that digit plus that digit, and that digit plus that digit. Which broke my brain because I immediately turned this into a 9 arrow, and it's not. For some reason, the shape of this arrow broke my brain. Oh, hang on, this is 7, 8 pair. This is a 4. So this isn't 1, this is 3 or 5. And this being a 4 means that these digits don't contain a 4, which means I can't make 3 4. So this is the 8, this is the 7, and this is the 8. Very cool. This now can't be 8 or 9. So it's 5, 6, or 7 because the maximum you can put into, sorry, the minimum you can put in because you need multiple ways of making up the digit. So in here, I need 2 different ways of making up the thing, making up the digit in the circle. And I can make up 5 with 1, 4, 2, 3. But there's 5 digits in this box that would have to all be lower than that. And I can't do it. So this is just 6 or 7. So 8 is in one of those two. So 8 can't be in here. 8 can't be in those. So 8 is in one of those 3 cells. It's not really helping me much. Like if this is 9, this is the 8 because it goes 9, 7, 8. If this is the 9, I don't know much about that. So I need... Ooh. No. I keep making the mistake of these are the 9, but they're not. It's there and there. Is that now under pressure? Kind of. Those 2 cells have to add to 9. This is freaky, by the way. And I'm probably missing all sorts of stuff. These can't be 1, 8 because they both see 8. If they're 2, 7, it's 2 and 7. If they're 3, 6, usually that's in either order, isn't it? And 4, 5 would have to go... Actually, would have to go 5 and 4. Where does 8 go in this box? It's not down here and it's not up here. So 8 is in one of those 3. Now, if 8 is in one of these, yeah, this could be 8, 1. It's either 8, 1 or 8, 1 here. Wait a minute, there's something... If this is 8, 1, this is a 9. There's something very strange going in this box. I also need to put 7 in here. If this is 7, this becomes 7, this becomes... Hang on. If this is 7, where do I put 7 in this box? That's stunning. If this is 7, where is 7 in this box? Let's get rid of those. I'm actually going to get rid of that completely because I don't think that helped me at all. But if this is 7, if purple's bad choice. If this is 7, where do I put 7 in the box? I can't put 7 in grey because it would see it. And I can't put 7 on a digit that is lower. I can't put a digit... Every digit on a line must be lower than the digit in the circle. So if this is a 7, none of those can be 7, and that's a 9. And all of box 5 is now grey, and I've broken the puzzle. This can't be a 7. That is a 9. Holy cow. Okay. So this is 4-5. So this is either 8-1 here, or this is 8-1 here. And now I do need to put 7 into one of these. This could be 7-2, or I could put 7-2 anywhere in there. 9 now is right there, isn't it? Yeah, 9, 9, and I can't put 9 on a line. That is a 9. So 9 is up here, and now I've just got an X-wing on 9s. This can't be 5 anymore. So this is from 6, 7, 8, because I can't do 4, because the only way to make 4 is 1, 3. So this is 6, 7, or 8, and because it can't be 9. So these are all from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which puts almost no pressure. Oh, this 8 made this a 7, which made this an 8. So we know these are 1, 6, 2, 5, and 3, 4. Well, the 4 is not there, so the 3 is not down there. Oh, that makes this the 6 and this the 8. This is 6. Well, all of these digits need to be lower than 6 now. So this is a 7, 8 pair, and these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but none of these could be 3. Because if that's a 3, that's a 3. If that's a 3, that's a 3. If that's a 3, that's a 3. I can't put 3 where the cells see each other. So this is a 1, 2, 4, 5 quadruple. That's the 3, which makes that the 3. Which means these cells are 1, 7, 2, 6. They can't be 3, 5. So these are 1, 7, and 2, 6. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are here. So where's 4 in this box? 4 can't go on this line because that cell, that digit is in one of those two. But if the 4 was there, that would be the 5, and that's broken. So that's the 4, that's the 5, and this is now a 1, 8 pair. Oh, this is cool. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are 3, 6, and 2, 7. That's because they sum to 9 and they sum to 9. There's no 7 there, so there's no 2 there. This is so cool. Have I understood it yet? No. There is a 3 in one of those two by Sudoku in the row. So therefore there is a 4 in one of those two. I'm learning new things about this every time I look at it. Four is in one of those two by Sudoku. So 3 is in one of those two by Sudoku. Which means 3 is up here. I get the feeling these are going to be just disambiguators at the end, but I don't know for sure. 7 is in one of those 3. Now, is there a problem with that? If this is 7, this is 1. Right. Yes. 7 can't be in those or those by Sudoku because I've got 7s looking into it. So 7 is in one of those. If this is a 7, this is a 1, and I'm broken in the row. So that's not the 7. If this is a 7, so 1 is now in one of those two, which puts 1 in one of those two by Sudoku, and that puts 6 in one of those two by Sudoku. This is crazy. I'm now trying to figure out if I've got a similar restriction on other digits. 8 is in one of these two. And the reason for that is this plus this is that. And if I put 8 there, that'd have to be 1, 9, and I can't do it. So 4 is up here, but I could 4, 3, 7 might work. Four is on this line. 4, 4, 4 is on this line, but I don't know what this sums to apart from the fact that it's higher than 4. So 5 is possible, 6 is not, 7 is possible, 8 is not, 9 is possible. So it's 5, 7, or 9. So there is a 1, a 3, or a 5. Well, there's no 5 down here. So this can never be 9. Because wherever the 4, if this was 9, if this was 9, it'd be 4 here with a 5 here, and I can't put a 5 there. So this is never the 9. This is the 9, and this is the 9. So this is 5 or 7, and there's a 3 or a 1 or a 3 in there. Now, if it's a 1, that becomes a 1 because of the X-wing. And if it's 3, it's there, and that becomes a 4. Wait a minute, this is 5 or 7. Where do I put 8 in this column? I can't put 8 on a 5 or a 7 arrow. I can't put 8... Oh, hang on. No. Oh, that's been resolved for ages because of that 8. Sorry. That's just bad scanning. So one... Oh, there's no 3 here, so there's no 6 here. 1 is down here. So there's a 1 or a 3 in here. I'm definitely a bit lost. There is a 6 in one of those. There's no 1 here, so there's no 7 here. I gotta get more. I keep looking at these as normal arrows and breaking my own brain. Sorry, everyone. I've got to put a 6 in this row. If that's a 6, that's a 2. So it's either 6 with 2 there, or it's 6 with 3 there. So either that's a 2 or that's 3. Does that mean anything? So we could see 8 is in one of those two. I'm just trying to beg my way out of this with Sudoku. 7. That is a 7. Because 7 can't go in any of those cells. The 7, 8 looks up saying 7's not in any of those cells. If that was a 7, that would have to be higher than 7. That is a 7. So there is a 3 down here. But the 2 3s here, which are caused by one of those having to be 4, means that's not the 3. This is the 3, which means that is the 4. That's very cool. So these are 1 6, 2 5, or 3 4. They're not 3 4 because I can't put 3 in either of them. If it's 1 6, it's 1 6 in that order because I can't put the 1 there. And if it's 2 5, I can't put 5 in either of those cells. This is 1 6. Which takes 6 out of both of those. That not being 6 means that's not 3. I've got a 2 7 pair. That being that not being 6 means that's not 2. But the 2, 7 pair there takes 7 out of there, which takes 2 out of there, and now I've got a 3, 6 pair looking down, making that the 1, which makes that the 7, and 1 and 7 come out of those. This is a 2, 6 pair, but there's a 3, 6 pair looking down, making that the 2, and that the 6. Holy cow. This is now a known pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This is a 7, 8 pair. So these are 1, 2, and 3? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But there's a 1 and a 3 there. So that's a 2, and this is a 1, 3 pair. But this is quite restricted. This is very restricted. Can't be 1, 2, 3, can't be 4, can't be 5. It can be 6 or 7 only. And that's because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, could be 6, 7, can't be 8, can't be 9. So if it's 6, it could be 1, 5, or can't be 3, 3. So if it's 6, it's 1, 5. If it's 7, it's 1, 6, or 3, 4. And it couldn't be 1, 6 because of that, but it could be 3, 4. So this is 4 or 5 only. We do know 4 is in one of those 3 cells. Okay, now, this 1, of course, takes 1 out of there, putting 1 there, which puts 6 there and takes 6 out of there. The 1 takes 1 out of those 2, which takes the 5 out of those 2. Right, this column is just missing 2, 3, 4, 5. But there's a 4, 5 looking at this one. So this is just 2 or 3. 2 here makes this 5, 3 makes it 4. So this is just 4 or 5. In fact, where is 2 in this box? This is a 2, 3 pair. Because 2, this 2, 7 takes 2 out of all of those. And there can't be 3 in here because 4 is down here because of Sudoku. So this is a 2, 3 pair. That's really clever. And this is a 4, 5 pair. There's some really cool stuff here. So this is a triple. This is a 1, 3, 6 triple because all of the other digits are taken up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 1, 3, 6. So these 2 digits are the opposite of 1, 3, and 6, which are 1, 6, and 3 would go with 5. But I can't put 6 there. And if I can't put 6... No, wait, I got that wrong. I got that completely wrong. 1 would go with 7, 3 would go with 5, and 6 would go with 2. So they're 2, 5, and 7. That's much better. This, however, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 2, 3, and 6. 2 here would go with 6 here, 3 would go with 5, and 6 would go with 2. So this is 2, 5, or 6. And it can't be 6, so this is not 2. So I've got a 3, 6 pair, making that 2, making that 3. That takes 2 out of those, which takes 4 out of those. This is a 1, 2 pair, this is a 4, 5 pair. So this is now 3, 4, 5. But there's no 4 there. In fact, there's no 4 there either, because 4 has to be down here, because 3 has to be here. That's stunning. So this is 4, this is 5. This is 3 and 5, which means this is 2 and 4. No. 4 with 3 and 2, yeah, 2 and 4. And these are the 1, 6 pair. And the 1 here makes that the 6 and that the 1, which takes the 1 out of there, making that the 1. And 1 goes with 7. The 2, 4 looks up, making that the 5, which makes that the 3, which makes that the 6, which makes that the 2. The 3 looks down, making that the 5, making that the 3. 5 goes with 2 to make 7, and 3 goes with 4 to make 7. The 4 looks across, making this the 5. These 2 digits have to sum to 6, so this becomes the 1, this becomes the 2, this becomes the 4. This 8 looks across, making this the 7 and this the 8. This is amazingly cool. This 7 looks up, making this 2, which makes this 7. This 6 looks back, making this 3, which makes this 6. This 4, 5 is not yet... Oh, yes, it is resolved, because those 2 sum to 7. So that's the 4 and that's the 5. 2 and 5 sum to 7. This is so stunningly cool. The 6 looks up making this 7. The only way to make 7 here is 3, 4. If I do to 1, I'd have to use a 6. I don't have it. So this is 3, this is 4, this is 1. The 7 here makes this 8 and this 7. That's probably been there forever and I just missed it. But I've been doing other things that have been amazingly good fun. You missed this, BremSter. No, I was having fun somewhere else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 1 and 5. The 1 here makes this the 5 and this the 1. These two digits are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 and 8. And that 2 will make that the 8 and that the 2. And what I'm missing in this box now is 3 and 6. I'll use that 3 to make that the 6 and that the 3. I'm now just down to a single box. Deet, deet, doot. I'm probably not going to overlay the sound continuously. The editing required is a little tricky. We'll see how I feel. But the deet, deet, doot in the corner, for just as people who don't know, it's a reminder to the SudokuCon live stream, and I'll probably turn it off soon. Because every time the 3 in the corner thing comes up, when I mentioned it earlier on, I used to get hate mail. We'll see if that goes away. Anyway, so there's no 4 in this row. This pair is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, basically it's a thing from a different channel, and therefore the super fans of that channel basically used to say that I was stealing. I put a 3 in the corner of a Sudoku grid, so I was stealing. Anyway, the 6 made this an 8, which makes this a 6. And that's the solution to the puzzle. It's had 619 solves in 24 days. I'm not surprised. I don't know if my viewers will be able to double that, but I have tried to surface the visibility of this amazing puzzle. I like zipper lines. They're very cool, and there's a lot to think about. The thing that I kept getting wrong, and the place I think I started doing it was here, was saying, oh, these have to sum to 9 because of the 9 coming out of here. And I was using the logic of this cell having to exist in those two. And I did that wrong, and it just went all over the place. So I got that wrong, but I caught it early enough, I think. That was absolutely stunning. That was amazingly cool. I realized something was going on here, but I couldn't. There was probably, yeah, I think it was once this was proved to be high, because I couldn't see why this couldn't be 5, maybe. Yeah, there might have been a faster way of determining what was going on down here and forcing that. I don't know. And I missed, things like the 8 pointing at the 7 for a while. This logic around the outies having to be either 4 or 8 was really, really cool. And that is something. So look for the outies on these. So this cell, this cell, this cell, all of those seeing each other in the constraints, and therefore, and the 7, 8 pair then resolving it to be the 4, which then made the 8 and everything, and all those pushback from the outies of the lines back to what the values of the lines have to be. Very, very cool. And I had to figure that logic out and start to understand it. Yeah, really, I like this constraint. If I haven't figured out by the time this video comes out what the first puzzle was, or who created them, or whatever, I am going to ask on Discord. Then, and you're aware of the answer to that question, let me know and I'll add it to the description. Thank you very much, everyone. This was a lot of fun. This was a great way to spend a morning. Yeah, thanks. And as always, good luck with your solving.